Oh my god. Oh my god. You guys, oh, I'm like sitting on my ice packs. Hold on. I'm so fired up I forgot to start my microphone. 2 seconds. Test. Oh my god. Oh my shit nuggets, you guys. Hold on, let me get a little comfy cozy. You guys, I've got like ice packs here. Okay, I'm gonna be finicking around with these because I don't have AC in my apartment, so I'm just gonna, or in my house, I should say, my little home, my mini home. Anyways, oh my God, you guys, I'm laughing, but this is not funny. I am seriously concerned. Like, I came across an Instagram page this morning and I'm like, not scream. This is not the good squeals. This is not the good squeals. This is the I have energy in my body that I need to release, and I don't know how else to release release it other than scream. When I tell you my jaw, this is what I look like looking at my phone. So, we are going to unpack this Instagram profile that I came across today. It's called Read This Deeply. 306K followers, 306,000 followers. Now, my intention is not to judge the person behind the screen or anything like that, but damage control needs to be done because this person has a large following and what they're spewing is absolute nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. Menace to society, a literal menace to society. Something needs to be done. I feel like I'm policing right now the social media space. And this is not me saying I'm perfect either. You guys trust me. I know that I am far from perfect. With that being said, the world is shifting and changing, and we need leaders who see clearly, who have the ability to see clearly. We have leaders who have the ability to admit when they're wrong, to who showcase humility, like I myself have a large platform, not that it's about the numbers, it's not about the numbers, but my TikTok is my largest platform, and then Instagram, and then YouTube. And I've made a mistake before, specifically on when my TikTok, before like my other platforms really grew, but specifically TikTok, where I was in distortion unknowingly. And when this distortion came to light, I admitted that I was wrong. I made a whole video about it. Anyways, this was a long while ago. My point with that is I know that I'm not perfect. Am I going to make mistakes again in the future? Absolutely, because we're human, right? With that said, when you have a large following, you have such a responsibility. It's something I take very, very seriously. Integrity, you guys, is so important to me. It's so important to me. I'm even like toggling around, like making shirts that say like that have the word integrity on them because we need people who are rooted in integrity, who are willing to look at their shadow, who are willing, yeah, look at their shadow. The world needs leaders who also have the ability to showcase humility. And anyways, I came across this Instagram profile today with a large following, okay? And it's like, I believe this person probably has good intentions. This person probably has good intentions. This person, wow, it's 12:22 right now. This is probably their actual view on women, like the misogyny. And I'm laughing, but it's not funny, you guys. Sometimes I laugh when I'm uncomfortable or it's something so ridiculous to me, it's almost like comical. So if I'm laughing, that's why. See, here I go again. But I literally, my jaw was on the floor, and I honestly didn't pre-plan this video or anything like that. It's my brother's birthday today, which is why I'm kind of a little dressed a little fancy schmancy. Um, I'm gonna be going straight there after this, but I was like, I just need to like hop on. I need to film this video. I don't really know where it's going, but I'm going to do some damage control. And I don't want you guys like going over and sending hate to this creator or anything like that. This is to raise awareness. This is to raise awareness. It is so important to be so mindful of who we follow online. Okay. We should not be following blindly. Just because somebody has a large following, it doesn't mean they're in integrity. It doesn't mean what they're spewing is rooted in truth. What I see here is this is rooted in ego. And I don't think that this is this person's fault. I think this is a result of the patriarchy, probably a result of the environment that they grew up in, probably a result of their own inner woundings. With that said, damage control needs to be done because what they're perpetuating is harmful, is very harmful. So just, in broader terms, and I know this is not the only page. Side note, if you guys like this video and you want me to do more of these, send me like other pages or whatever that you want me to review because I'll give you my honest input because there's a lot of really large accounts and creators out there. And it's so easily to blindly follow. It's so important to tune into your own intuition, your own inner knowing. Even with my stuff, like whether you follow me on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, like just because I say something, it doesn't mean it's, if it doesn't resonate with you, like that's okay. Always tune into your inner knowing first and foremost. Always, always, always. I'm always going to be honest about my opinion, and I'm quite strong in my convictions. I'm quite confident. I'm quite strong in my convictions. With that said, I'll always say, like, trust yourself, trust your intuition over anything. If you don't resonate, that's okay. Because I think it's important to really say that as well. And I think a lot of these leaders are, I don't know, missing that quality. And I had to learn that the hard way myself, just being completely transparent. So I've been there. I get it. I'm not blaming because we're human. And as humans, like we're living in a dense, messed up world. There's a lot of wounds. So distortion is super, super easy. And I think that the creator behind this is a wounded little boy, is the energy I get from this is a wounded little boy. And I'm going to be looking down at my phone because I'm going to be looking at the um, page, and I'm gonna, put it up here as well so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. I don't even know where to start with this. I just kind of want to go through some of their posts, and I don't know which ones I'm going to go through, but I'm just going to show you the page here. So read this deeply. Masculinity, read this deeply. They have 306,000 followers. I don't know if they have followers on other platforms. I didn't do any research. When I tell you I didn't know research, I did no research. I literally was just like, I need to make a video on this. Damage control needs to be done. Um, yeah, so let's talk about this. Unapologetic masculinity, female nature, harsh truths, and modern day dating. First of all, harsh truths. These are not harsh truths. This is like ego is what I'm reading here. A lot of this is rooted in ego, is rooted in wounds. It's not rooted in truth. It feels deeply, deeply rooted in the patriarchy. And before we dive into this even deeper, one thing that I do want to mention is the patriarchy is so much deeper rooted than we are aware of. I honestly grew up and I didn't even think the patriarchy had an effect on me until I sat with ayahuasca. I've sat with, if you're new here, I've sat with the medicine quite a few times now. I really am on the plant medicine journey. With that said, I see the dangers within the plant medicine space. I am an advocate for it, but I don't think it is for everybody. I really want to preface that as well. Trust yourself, your intuition. All roads are different. I know I'm meant to serve the medicine. So as a result of that, I know that I need to become acquainted with the medicine and I need to really learn from the indigenous. And I have a whole long road ahead of me before I even get to the place of like serving. I feel like that will be years and years and years down the line. I want to make that clear. But because of that, I've sat with the medicine quite a bit more than I would just recommend anybody to. Just a little side disclaimer, okay? But on one of my plant medicine journeys, one of the hardest journeys I had, Mother Aya showed me how I myself have been deeply affected by the patriarchy. And it was one of the hardest journeys. It was one of the hardest journeys that I ever had to experience, if I'm being completely honest. Like when I tell you, and I have chills and it's making me emotional, like that journey pushed me beyond my limits. Like one of the hardest experiences of my entire life. And it needed to be because I really needed to understand how deeply rooted the patriarchy really is. And this is coming from a white woman living in North America, acknowledging my, what's the word I'm looking for? It's slipping my mind, but acknowledging my privilege. I'm like, why can't I think of the word? Acknowledging my privilege, being a white woman living in North America. So she showed me how deeply it affected me, and it really has affected me a lot deeper than I was consciously aware of. So women of color, women living in other parts of the world, I can't even imagine, and the patriarchy, one, without getting into the full journey, it's so deeply rooted. Even men with good hearts who want equality for men and women, who mean well, um, it's rooted in them at such a subconscious level because of how ingrained it is in society. And the patriarchy needs to fall away, but it's going to require humility. It's going to require us to question both the men and women who came before us. It's going to require us to really like open our eyes and be willing to listen and hear stories and understand different perspectives. Like we all know the patriarchy is a thing, but my point with this is it's actually a lot deeper rooted than I think we even realize. It was a lot deeper rooted than I realized. Anyways, So that's just a little side tangent. But let's dive into this page. I'm actually going to just find, I saved the first video. So this was the video that I came across. So I'm going to show you this one first. Okay, yeah, this is, you guys, this is crazy. This is literally crazy. It reads, women don't fall in love with their equals. They fall in love with their teachers, their mentors, their authority. Position plus wisdom plus age equals paternal energy, and paternal energy equals attraction. Why? Because it mimics her deepest evolutionary wiring. The professor, the boss, the coach, the man who knows more, teaches more, leads more. That's the blueprint of safe dominance. She doesn't just want love, she wants guidance. She wants a man she can look up to, not across. Her body doesn't crave a partner, it craves a protector with power. Her respect is the foreplay. Sorry, I'm laughing because this is laughable to me. I can't. Men chase beauty. Like, how shallow are we? How shallow? Men chase beauty, women chase authority, but not loud authority, silent, sovereign, controlled power. You're not attractive because you're nice. You're attractive when you're dominant, respected, and above her level. Be her teacher, or be her forgotten classmate. Sorry, I'm literally this is laughable to me. A little boy wrote this. Like the emotional maturity of a little boy is behind these posts here. She can't fall for you if she doesn't admire you, because the moment she stops looking up at you, she starts looking for someone else. Women will destroy you if you don't understand them. And it's funny to me because this person clearly doesn't understand women or, an embodied woman in her power. He clearly doesn't respect women either. If you can't read them, you can't lead them. And if you can't lead them, you're at the mercy of their chaos. Are like, what? Like, I just feel like I have so much to say about this, but I just like don't even, I like that there's so many words in my mind. I'm like, where do I even start? Ignorance of female nature is a death sentence for men. Learn female nature or be used, discarded, and forgotten. My ebook, Women's Secrets No Woman Wants to Know. Sorry, Women's Secrets No Woman Wants You to Know tears apart the comforting lies you've been fed and exposes the brutal truths women would rather die than admit. Like, this scares me, you guys. It scares me that this person has an ebook. Honestly, it scares me because the untruths that he's perpetuating is very damaging, can be very damaging, especially for men who have no compass, who have no inner compass, who are not connected with their emotions. And a lot of men these days aren't because they weren't taught to, right? And this is not the fault of anybody. This is the fault of society, right? And this needs to shift and change, but it's like men who are lost that are looking for like direction, who just want attention of a female, they're going to turn to this and think, yeah, man, protect her, like stoic. Like, anyways, grab your copy now, bio and link. Like, this scares me. Okay, this scares me. This scares me. Like, I'm scared to read what the book says. But let's go through this. Like, first of all, women don't fall in love with their equals, they fall in love with their teachers. Like, this is also perpetuating such a creepy dynamic, if I'm being completely honest. Like, to me, it's giving like it's creepy. I don't know how else to explain it, but it feels like creepy to me. It feels like this person just wants control, wants power, wants a woman who doesn't know how to think for herself, just wants a toy. It feels like this person just wants a doll, a pretty doll, right? Because he said men fall in love with beauty or something like that. Wants a doll that they can manipulate, that they can control, that they can assert their dominance over. Why? Because it's going to feed his little, or his big ego is what I should say. It'll feed his ego. It'll make him feel powerful. It'll make him feel worthy. It shows me that this person has no actual respect for women. I think that it is important to, like me personally, I do want an equal. I want somebody who sees me, who values my intellect, who values my emotional intelligence, who values my wisdom, who values what I have to bring to the table, who will listen to me when I speak to them and give them my perspective, my opinions. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. Of course, I also want to be with somebody who can also challenge me, who can also teach me in certain areas. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it should be an equal give and take. Like, in a partnership, And we're all different, and just in general, like partnership, no partnership, we're all different. We all bring different things to the table, and when you come together in union with someone, more than likely you're not going to have the same level of intellect in every single area. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like maybe one person will bring more to the table in one area, the other person will bring more to the table in another area, and it's a beautiful the yin and the yang, and it's a combination. And anyways, I do, it just this is just perpetuating, like, to me, this just reads patriarchy, and I feel like I could just fully dive into just this one post. But when I saw this post, my jaw literally dropped. I was like, this person doesn't want a woman. He wants a robot. He wants somebody who is not in their power, who has no voice. And, the patriarchy ripped the voice away from women, right? And we were taught, and the reason why, he's saying something about they want their teacher, the boss, the coach. It's like maybe there are women who are attracted to that. And I think that the reason why maybe a good chunk of women are attracted to that is, again, because of the patriarchy, because they were taught to, right? It's so subconscious and deeply rooted. Like women their voices were stripped away from them, all of these things. So naturally, because of their conditioning, women might see appeal in that, and that's something that needs to be deconstructed. So that's my take on that. But this came across my page, you guys. Literally, I was laying there. I was like I was speechless. I was speechless. She had no words. And then when I went to go look at the comments, so let's take a look at the comments. And it's actually appalling, the comments, like how split the comments are. Say you have, I think they meant to say haven't interacted with a woman, but they said have an. I think maybe that was an autocorrect thing, but say you haven't interacted with a woman without saying you haven't interacted with a woman. Like, whoopsies, I'm gonna like that. I'm super confused by the comments. I think this is absolutely true, and that was concerning to me. 400 likes, you guys, 400 likes. She doesn't want a rival, she wants a leader, somebody who sharpens her mind, challenges her spirit, and commands respect without needing to beg for it. Be the standard, not the option. 549 likes. You guys, this is actually concerning. Like, she wants a leader, somebody who sharpens her mind, as if a woman doesn't know how to sharpen her own mind, as if a woman is not capable of sharpening her partner's mind. Like, who do they think women are? Like, we're just these little toys that are meant to be in the home, that are meant to clean the home. Now, don't get me wrong. I like being in the home myself. I like cooking. I like cleaning. I hope that one day I'm with a partner where I have the ability to be at home while also pursuing my endeavors and my creativity and still doing what I'm doing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand men and women are so different, and we're not meant to be the same, and that's a beautiful thing. One is not better than the other. We're simply different, and we all have masculine and feminine energy within us, and it's a spectrum, right? Like, a woman might embody a lot of feminine energy while another woman might embody a little bit more of the masculine energy. And anyways, it's such a delicate dance. But you guys, when I saw these comments and the likes, like 549 likes, this is literally concerning. This next one, I was reading the comments and then the entire post. For me, you are absolutely right. Again, this is coming from a woman. Some words are probably triggering for many, and I'd say instead dominance leadership. It's not about bending her will to his desires, but leading her chaos to clarity and grounding down her magic into matter. The subtle to formidable, divine feminine is constant move, flow, cycles of birth, growth, blooming, death, and rebirth, basically every month. See, like, there's partially truth in this comment here. I agree with divine feminine is constant move, flow, cycles of birth, growth, blooming, death, and rebirth, basically every month. If she's in her healthy embodied, she is indeed chaotic, ever changing, and an emotional roller coaster in the healthiest way possible. See, I do agree with that as well, meaning that she is feeling her full range of emotions and transmutes them. Yes, see, I agree with that. But anyways, do I want to read this whole thing? I already started it. Let's finish reading. That needs a self-assured man. It needs a man with presence who's able to let her just be. Let her be her. If you want to label it chaotic, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But that's not a bad thing, or in her full expression. It's letting her express herself fully. Because it's true, as a woman, we're on, every month we go through like a cycle, and our hormones are changing. So yes, we are going to shift and change. The society was built for a man That's a whole other thing. And we do need a man who is present. Not a man who wants to dominate her. See, that's different. That's two different things. Her spiritual power is his leader back to his heart. I'm not going to finish reading this. Anyways. Hey guys, sorry. Editing Brittany here. I want to go back to that long comment because I think it's important to touch on this. I could see what she was trying to say, and I agree with her to an extent, but just going back to her comment, sorry, I have her comment here. She says something about a man being above her level. She says it needs a self-assured man that is indeed above her level in many matters. Like, we need to press the pause button on that, because the idea that a man must be above your level is it's deeply rooted in outdated power dynamics. Okay. And it's just like, again, I'm not blaming her or anything like that, but again, it showcases how deeply rooted the patriarchy is, because when we use language like above, it implies hierarchy. You know what I'm saying? And hierarchy, that's not healthy or balanced polarity. That's patriarchy. Now, I do agree with her broader point. A woman in her healthy feminine, her healthy embodiment. She's emotional, she's intuitive, she's ever-changing. And a woman like that absolutely needs a man who's present, as I said before. That requires a man who's present. That requires a man who's deeply rooted in presence, deeply rooted in his own emotional maturity, in his own stability, and in his own self-assurance. But again, that doesn't make him above her or her above him. You know what I'm saying? Men and women bring different dynamics to the table, both necessary, both equally as important. We have forgotten the importance women bring to this society. We have forgotten the value of women. And we're remembering, we're starting to wake up to it, which is why these conversations are so important. But I want to say something about healthy polarity. Healthy polarity is not about being above or below. Sorry, the train is going by. But it's about energetic complementary. Does that make sense? Not superiority. That's, again, hierarchy. A man doesn't lead by being above. He doesn't lead by being above. He leads by being anchored in who he is, anchored in presence, anchored in emotional maturity. That's loud. The train's loud. Give me a minute. The masculine doesn't lead by being above. He leads by being anchored in his presence, anchored in his divine masculinity, not in distortion, right? Not in his ego. And I think that's a huge problem. A lot of men, not all, but a lot of men are in their ego and they want to lead. They're like, I'm a man, I should lead, but they're anchored in their ego. Their ego is running the show. They're not anchored in truth. They're not anchored in their embodiment or in true divine presence. And as a result of that, they could lead a woman down a very dark path. We see that happening in the world. I mean, just look at the world. Look at the leaders. Anyways, I talk about that later. And the feminine doesn't submit because she's less than. She surrenders because she feels safe. But in order for that safety to be provided, a man has to be truly anchored. Not in ego, as I just said, but he needs to be anchored and present and anchored in his truth and in true divine masculinity. That's where the safety comes from, and that's when a woman can feel safe enough to surrender. But it only happens if that can be the dynamic, right? It can't be distorted. So to be clear, both are necessary, both are divine, both are important when they're both embodied, you know what I'm saying? When it's not acting from ego, when it's not acting from a wounded place. Her chaos is divine. His structure is divine. Her intuition, his clarity. But a man also needs the ability to listen to her because she has a literal portal within her. Her intuition, a woman's intuition, is like no other. It's like the woman is the neck, the head is the man. If the head is leading but is not listening to the neck, where is he going? He has no direction, no true sense of direction. Do you know what I'm saying? Neither is more important. Both are necessary. Both are equal. Both are equally as important. They're different expressions of truth, the yin and the yang. So I understand the intention of this comment, but it's so important to be mindful of the language that we use, because her language here, again, perpetuates distortion. Again, it perpetuates that hierarchy. It perpetuates man is, above, which is distorted, which can perpetuate more harm. It does take a powerful man, and it does take strength. It takes strength for a man to hold the space genuinely for a powerful, embodied woman. But if we're not mindful of language, we're reinforcing the very systems we're trying to heal and pull away from. So I thought it was important to kind of like dive into that a little more. One more thing, it's like with a man and a woman in partnership, it's about complement, not control, right? They complement each other. It's about two people committed to growth, both willing to call each other higher, to inspire each other, to challenge each other, to be honest with each other, and to love each other deeply. That's where true power is. That's real partnership. You're equals. Enough of this hierarchy bullshit. It's interesting she said that she agrees with him. That I feel is distorted. Another one, listen, for all you trolling, this is true. At one point, you would want a man who knows more about life than you, knows how to gently lead without being bossy, and scolds you for not wanting to grow, not wanting to have your mind to think about. That's a true man, but you will be rummaging through the garbage a while before you find such a true gem. Like, there's such distortion here. Okay, and I wanted to touch on this comment as well, because I kind of bypassed it, and going back, I'm looking at it on my screen here, and I'm like, we need to talk about this. Listen, for all of you trolling, this is effing true. At one point, you would want a man who knows more about life than you. Like, what do you mean you want someone that knows more about life than you? As if women aren't capable of life experience, of gaining wisdom, of, you know what I'm saying? Bringing that to the table as well. Who knows how to gently lead without being bossy, and scolds you for not wanting to grow, not wanting to have your mind to think about. That's a true man. But you will be rummaging through the garbage a while before you find such a true gem. So what's problematic about this, it's like, first of all, we don't need men to be scolding women. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, who are you? Like, who am I to be scolded by my partner? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that the language is awful in that comment. Again, I'm not blaming this person. Again, this is perpetuated through the patriarchy. But in true partnership, accountability is mutual. Holding your partner accountable should be coming from both sides. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't just be the man scolding the woman. Like, what do you mean? A woman in her power, an embodied woman, brings just as much to the table. She brings depth, she brings intuition, emotional intelligence, and the courage to call her partner forward when he's not meeting her, or when he is out of alignment, or maybe when he's in his ego. Because guess what? Spoiler alert. Men are human too. And guess what? They have an ego too. And guess what? They don't always know what's best, especially if they're blind to their ego. And that's true for all humans, regardless of your gender. And when you hold your partner accountable, it's like, I have an issue with the word scolding. Like, it should be coming from a place of love, from a place of love, not from this, you know what I'm saying? She holds the mirror just as he does. It's not just a one-way street where women are just like, I'm just going to do nothing. I'm going to twirl my hair and you're going to lead me. Like, an embodied woman is not going to follow a man blindly. She's not going to follow a man blindly. And that's why I think a lot more women are choosing to be single, or are walking away from a lot of relationship dynamics, because men are unable to lead from a place of true leadership. They're leading from ego, which will only lead a woman down a dark and narrow path, essentially. And a man doesn't lead because he's above her. He leads because he's rooted in integrity, and she feels safe enough to let her guard down. I believe that women also lead spiritually. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, again, we have the intuition. It's not like just the man leads and just the woman follows. Like, this is a whole other topic of conversation that I can really, really get into. Both have important roles, very important roles. They're just different. And when you come together, it's not just like a man saying, this is what we're going to do, and then this is what we're going to do, and this is what we're going to do. And the woman's like, okay, whatever you say. Do you know what I mean? It's like a man in his true embodiment listens to his partner, understands her wisdom, understands her ability to tune in and to tap in and to see the unseen. Because she has the ability to do that in a way he doesn't, and in a way that he wouldn't understand. And that's okay. Honk, honk. Again, it's like the woman is the neck, the man is the head. What direction are we going in? The woman, you can't move the head without the neck. I've been saying this for years, absolutely true. Married 22 years, blissfully, the insecurity in the comments, 58 likes. You guys, I literally am concerned. See somebody, no, she wants connection. I'm gonna like that one. Yes, she wants connection. She wants presence. She wants a man who has the ability to listen, to let her be herself in her full expression, and somebody who doesn't want to control that, somebody who doesn't feel intimidated by that. This one I can agree with. This is the dumbest shit I've read on the internet today. Wait, that makes me laugh. I'd rather be an equal in my partnership, thanks. Yeah. Like wanting a woman to look up to you as if she's less than, that brings hierarchy. That's not equality. Who the fuck comes up with this crap? Yeah, I like that one. This is actually really true. Ugh. Okay, this one I liked. Hear me out. Become so big in your own energy that your equal is both student and teacher. You both oscillate between the two because, baby, falling for the archetype of authoritative figure is a trap. Preach! And false preach, because no one is above you. That is perception, and perceptions change inevitably. I agree with that. But it's honestly concerning at how many people were agreeing with this post. So that kind of put me in a little rabbit hole, you guys. I ended up just kind of looking at a couple posts, and then I stopped and I was like, okay, I actually need to film a video. So let's go through this together, okay? I don't know which videos I'm going to click on or which posts I'm going to click on. Let's go through this together. Wait, my jaw is already dropping. Love a woman, she'll use you. Use a woman, she'll love you. Welcome to clown world. Show her your heart, she'll walk all over it. Show her indifference, she'll chase you like a prize. See, now this is the thing. I do feel like, unfortunately, in society today, because a lot of people are so wounded, there's truth to this. Like me personally, because of my wounding in the past, I did attract in people, and I really fell for people who didn't see my worth, my value, because I was wounded and I felt like I needed to prove myself to be worthy of love. I felt like I needed to do more. So people who didn't fully value or appreciate me, that was normal to my nervous. That was normal to me. That was normal to me. That's what my nervous system registered as normal, because that, stems from wounding from childhood. That's not what it should be. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what it should be. That's rooted in wounds. And as a collective, we have a lot of healing to do so that we can come together in union equally. You know what I'm saying? So I get what they're saying here, but this is not me saying that you should be treating a woman with indifference. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm saying that this is all stemming from wounding, and a lot of people have to do the inner work. She says she wants love, loyalty, and emotional safety, but falls for the guy who gives her none of that. Yeah, because of wounds at the end of the day. Text her too much, you're clingy. Buy her too much, you're too nice. Love her too deeply, you're too soft. Ignore her, she calls it mysterious. Use her, she calls it magnetic insanity. They crave the feeling of earning your attention. Hand it out for free. They treat it like trash. She's not addicted to your love. She's addicted to your absence. Yeah, because that's, anxious attachment, and then on the other side of it is anxious avoidant. So stop playing the hopeless romantic. Start being the man with options. See, that's where I disagree. Stop playing. Like, if you are a man and you are attracting in a woman that is not appreciating you, use that as a mirror. Why am I attracting in that sort of energy? What about me shows me my lack of worth, that I'm attracting in a woman that doesn't see my worth? Because it's wounding at the end of the day. We mirror, relationships are one of our biggest teachers. Okay, so this doesn't mean that you should stop playing the hopeless romantic. Absolutely not. Like, skewed. A man wants to be her first, a woman wants to be his last, period. I think there's so much wrong with this as well. This is weird. This is gross. This is, again, stems from the patriarchy. Men value purity, which is such a double standard, you guys. Like, we need to question, where did this stem from? You know, women are so sexualized. It's like, you're damned if you do as a woman, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, if this is in the society that we live in. The untouched, the unshared. He wants to write the first chapter, not be the sequel. Also, I think this is all like written with ChatGPT, you guys. I could just tell when things are written with ChatGPT because of like those long dashes. So this person probably doesn't even have the ability to formulate these sentences on their own. I mean, maybe they do. The intellect is pretty low on here, in my opinion. Anyways, this person feels very wounded. It feels like there's a lack of work that they've done within self. Women value security, legacy, the finish line. She wants to be the final stop, the crown on his story. What, like a prize? Like a woman just wants to be a prize? Ladies, we are so much more than just a prize. We are so much more we're so much more than a freaking crown on his story. Like, what? What? It's giving trophy wife, you know what I'm saying? And like, this is not me judging, women who are in that position, but it's just, again, I feel like this stems from wounding. Like, people who do feel this way, it stems from wounds. It stems from a bigger problem. Men want to build with her, women want to arrive with him. It's not wrong, it's nature. What do you mean it's nature? It's because of the society we live in. It's due to the patriarchy. It's because of the wounding that runs so deep in each and every one of us. This is why he's repulsed by her body count. She's repulsed by his stagnation. And like, him being repulsed by her body count, what a double standard. In society today, women are made to feel like they're worthless. They're made to feel like they're worthless unless they look a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Unless they have this, unless that. Like, there's just so many standards out there for women, and a big wound that women have. It's like they feel like they need to give more, do more, so their wounds will sleep with a guy, let's say, before maybe her soul wants to, but it's because it's a wounding and she's craving that connection. So to judge a woman for that is such a double standard, because men do it too, right? They want to feed their egos. They want to just stick their dick in, whatever they can. It's like an addiction. They want to get that hit. They want to get that high. But it's what, repulsion when a woman is acting from wounds, but it's not when a man is acting from wounds, I don't think that we should be repulsed by anybody's body count. I think everybody is here on their own path, on their own journey. Some people, like, I know, if I'm being completely transparent with you guys, I was graped. That was my first time having sex, and it fucked me up, if I'm being completely honest, and it makes me emotional. I haven't like done a full video on it or anything like that, but it fucked me up. I disassociated, and it skewed my perception of my body, my value. Um, yeah. And I know I'm not the only one, you know? So there's just so much wounding, and women who maybe have a really high body count, for example, what's coming to mind is the corn industry. Sorry, I got cut out. What's coming to mind is the corn industry. I feel like there's a lot wrong with that as well. That's a whole other topic of conversation that I can get into, especially the way women are depicted on there. But I feel like a lot of these women who are giving their life force energy away so freely, and this is not me saying like you shouldn't experiment or anything like that. Like, I could do a whole other video specifically on this topic, you guys. But I feel like women who are giving their life force energy away so freely are doing so from a wounded place, and I don't think it's something that we should judge. One thing I want to add here is, as a result of the society that we live in, women have forgotten their true value. Women have forgotten their true worth. They have forgotten the value of the life force energy within them, because they have not been taught. They have not been taught how to love themselves. They have not been taught the true power that they hold. So of course they're going to give it away so freely. They don't truly understand the value. Does that make sense? And that this is something that I had to remember on my own journey, and I understand that men don't understand their worth as well. Like, we live in a society of wounded people, period. But to blame the women and to blame the woman alone, it makes me really angry. Like, the feminine rage within me, it makes me angry. Betrayal comes to mind. The divine feminine energy collectively feels betrayed by the masculine because as a result of the patriarchy, look at what has happened in this world. Look at what has happened. The masculine energy is meant to protect the feminine because a true man in his masculine energy understands the value of a woman. It's the failing of the masculine to protect the feminine. That's one of the masculine's main roles here on earth, to protect and to serve the feminine. And that has been lost. The feminine energy has been betrayed. She has not been protected. And I'm not blaming any individual man or any individual woman for this, but this goes back centuries and centuries. If we're looking at this collectively here as a whole, the betrayal comes because that's one of that's the masculine's mission. One of their main reasons and missions here is to protect the feminine. And that has failed. That has failed because we have forgotten the value of a woman. The feminine has been betrayed by the masculine, and that's where the rage comes in. That's the feminine rage. Women have been silenced. They have been discarded, all for a man's fucking ego, because he wants his ego stroked. He wants power. He wants control. He wants to run the show, and because of the ego, the feminine has been betrayed, and this is where we are. And what has happened as a result of the patriarchy, we have forgotten the true value of women. Men these days just demand respect. They just demand, they want authority. They want to be respected. They just simply demand it without valuing a woman's true power and what she actually holds. So the energy of the collective feminine feels enraged and betrayed by the masculine because look at the society we live in, and this is on a large scale, and this goes down to us as individuals as well. This is a whole other thing that I can really get into, but feeling into the energies, like the divine feminine collectively has been betrayed by the masculine energy, and balance needs to be restored within this dynamic. And again, I'm not just blaming men. I want to make that very clear. I'm not just blaming, I want to make that very clear because we live in a society of wounded people where we all have forgotten our value. We have forgotten our worth. We don't know how to love ourselves because we haven't been taught. But the reason people give their life force energy away so freely is because they don't actually know the value of it. They don't understand it. So to blame a person for that, to judge a person for that is, I even want to say shameful, shame on you, but again, I don't want to point shame or blame to anyone in particular because I understand that the society we live in, it's an issue. It's a bigger issue. Anyways, that's a whole other side tangent that I could go on, but I wanted to add that too. If a man is repulsed by that, I think that's, again, a lack of work, a lack of integration, the inability to see why she maybe does have a high body count. I don't think that we should judge people for that at all. A man wants a woman he can mold. A woman wants a man who's already made. So again, what he's saying is a man wants a woman that he can control, that he can manipulate, that he can boss around, a little doll that he could just do with what he pleases, He wants untouched history. She wants a guaranteed future. And both lie about it in public, but brave it in private, which I don't agree with. Don't let modern culture gaslight you. You're not shallow. You're just honest. Men and women aren't the same, and that's the point. Yeah, men and women aren't the same. That is the point. But this person's perception is very skewed. This person clearly is deeply wounded. What did women do to you? What happened? Mommy issues is coming to mind, abandonment issues, the need for control. This person's ego to me is through the roof. Let's just see some of the comments. That's why God gave them a hymen. It's there for a reason. I said what I said. Gross. Women and their views or opinions won't count for me if she had relationship with someone before me. W- like what? I don't want her simple as that, and I don't care if I'm upsetting about 98% of them. Wait, this person too, 137K followers. What? Anyways, women and their views or opinions won't count for me if she had a relationship with someone before me. Like what? That's how we learn and grow as humans, is to have relationships, is to figure out what works, what doesn't work, what we like, what we don't like. You know, I believe that we have soul contracts and we're meant to have relationships with different people. Some people maybe only have one relationship and maybe that's their path and that's beautiful. But to say that like their views and opinions won't count for me if she's had a relationship with someone before me, like, pardon me, I'm sorry. It's just at this point, like, I could go on and on and on about this, but again, their view of women is so distorted, is so distorted. Ugh, it's like again, it's looking at women as less than. It's looking at women as less than. And clearly this is still a huge issue in society today. And people say the patriarchy is not a thing. Like, are you kidding? This is a perfect example of it right here. If you're 33 and she's 25, she's older than you. What? What? Like, are you dumb? Is what this is giving. Few will understand this. I hope so. I hope few will understand this. You're in your prime, stronger, sharper, wiser, wealthier. She's exiting hers. What? She peaked at 20 through she peaked at 22, you're peaking at 35 plus. Okay, this is a whole other issue. Again, stemming from the patriarchy. It's like this is why women feel like they need to do all the Botox, they need to do all this. It's like women fear aging. Women fear aging because of shit like this. Like, I'm sorry, I'm 31, I'll be 32 this year, and I don't ever want to go age backwards. I don't want to be younger. I am the most confident I've ever been. You know, and maybe that's another thing, right? That's intimidating to a man. Like when you're still 22, you're easy to manipulate, you're easy to control. This is creepy energy. This is predatorial energy. This is giving predator. This is giving predator. And this post has 12.9K likes, you guys. This is concerning. She peaked at 22. Like, what? You're still like a baby at 22, in my opinion. You know, yes, you're an adult, but like 22 and 35, like that is a 13-year age gap, I think, if I'm doing the math correctly. Quick math in my head. She was chased, now she's chasing. Sorry, she was the chased, now she's chasing. Society told her be hot, party hard, delay love. Society told you grind, build, rise in silence. Now she's racing the clock. You're holding the stopwatch. She's seeking security. You are the security. You guys, I literally just have no words. She had 8 years of options. You have 20 more. Her past is crowded. Your future is wide open. You guys, this person hates, like, I'm convinced this person hates women. And, like, they might not say that out loud, but at a subconscious level, they do. And I think that a lot of men do subconsciously because of the patriarchy, because it's so deeply ingrained, so deeply rooted. You're not the one lucky. You are not the lucky one for having her. She's the lucky one for being chosen. What? Ladies, you are the prize. You are the prize. I mean, it should be equally both. Both parties are, do you know what I'm saying? Like, people should know their value, know their worth. You are the prize, regardless of how you identify, regardless of what gender you are the prize. And when you know that, you're going to attract someone in who also sees that, and you're going to attract someone in where you look at them as that as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't. Because time humbles beauty, but it amplifies value in men. What? But like, why does time amplify value in men, but not women? Because I'm telling you right now, as a woman, I've gained so much wisdom with time. I'm not afraid of aging. I'm actually embracing aging. I did fall into the trap for a short period of time. I did get preventable Botox, is what they said, like a couple times, like on my forehead years ago. And then when I went on my healing journey, I kind of snapped out of it. But this narrative is sold to women, and a lot of people fall for it. A lot of women are so scared of aging. I mean, you see it everywhere. You see it. You see all of these women now with all of the Botox, all of all of the, plastic surgeries and this and that. And I'm not judging women for that. I think it's a result of the patriarchy. Again, it's a result of the society we live in. It's a result of this pressure on women to look youthful all the time. And the view is distorted. The garbage truck is coming, is taking my trash out right now. Yeah, like, let's get the trash out. We need to take the trash out. This is trash. You guys, we should not be following people like this. We need to stop giving creators like this platforms, because this perpetuates so much harm. So, no, she's not younger, just born later. You're ahead in the race. She didn't know she was in. You guys, I don't know how much more of this I can take. Only give, like, a woman must have really hurt him. Like, who hurt you? Seriously, who hurt you? Only give your 30s if she gave her 20s, period. You built yourself in silence while she was out figuring it out, partying, experimenting, living her life. That's what your 20s are for. That's what your 20s are for. I mean, for me in my 20s, I was like a teacher. I personally didn't really party or anything like that. Like, everyone's different, everyone has a different path. And it's like, I feel like your 20s is for experimenting, is for figuring it out, not just with partners, but just life in general. Like, who do you want to be? Where do you want to go? Do you want to travel? Like, there's so much pressure to like have it figured out in your 20s, and I feel like we need to change that narrative as well. But it's like, why are you also it's like, why are you also saying that it's like only women are figuring it out, partying and experimenting? Like, men do too. Like, what do you mean? Like, this is such a double standard. Like, there's so many, if you want to start labeling it, like, F boys out there, you know what I'm saying? Now she's 29, wants a stable man in his prime. That man is you, but you weren't her first choice. You were her safe choice. I'm literally cackling. Don't reward chaos. Don't fund regret. You are not a retirement plan for bad decisions. She had fun in her prime. You sacrificed in yours. This is such bullshit, you guys. Now she wants to trade leftovers for your peak. That's not love. That's a strategy. Survival wrapped in romance. Don't trade your golden years for a woman who'd never touch you in her golden ones. Your value went up. Hers is in decline. Only invest in women who saw your worth before it was obvious. That's loyalty. That's real. That's rare. Anyways, it's like, hold on, let me do a quick look in the first comment. Facts. I'm nobody's plan B. I feel like I'm done going through this page, but this post here really just kind of again perpetuates, like, why does society perpetuate that women age out at a certain age? Women are terrified of aging for reasons like this, and there's so much beauty in aging. And to say like men just get more attractive as they age, but women don't, is such a distorted perception. Distorted. It's a distorted view caused by society. It stems from the patriarchy, the man's ego needing control, right? It's like, just look at the leaders in the world. Majority of them are men, and look at the chaos in the world. Like, look at where that has gotten us. Look at where that has gotten us. There is absolute chaos. It's like men don't know, and I'm generalizing here, but men, or these leaders that are men, don't know how to sit down, have empathy, have an emotionally intelligent conversation. They don't know how to listen to understand. I feel that there are a lot of misunderstandings. There are a lot of egos being at war. They don't know how to see eye to eye because they're unwilling to put themselves in another's shoes. But you know who's really good at that, actually, by nature, is women, which is why matriarchal societies have done a lot better. And we could see that through history. Anyways, I could go on and on and on and on with that, you guys. Now, this is not me saying like it should only be women leading either, but I think that women have wombs, women, WOMB men, people with wombs are the literal medium. We have portals in us. We bring through life. We are the portal. Women are a lot more are naturally more intuitive. It doesn't mean men cannot be. It doesn't mean men do not have the ability to be. We're just simply different. But in the society that we live in, men have been taught to shut out their emotions. We are also disconnected from ourselves, men and women. Women have been stripped of their voice, stripped of their power, and these men in control it's like their egos are at war, and there's so many people stuck in the crossfires of war. There are a lot of people, that are harmed as a result of this. This is why all of the systems, I think, need to crumble. I think we need a balance. We need a balance. We need men and women at the table. We need both because both are needed. Both bring a lot to the table. They bring different energies to the table. And I think both are necessary for harmony, for balance. When men and women can work together in harmony, when both are equally respected, that's the key. Anyways, you guys, this wasn't that thought out. I just wanted to sit down and take a look. So let me know what you thought of this video. There's probably so many other posts, you guys. I just kind of like went through a few, but I'm noticing the time and it's kind of getting a little long. So again, please don't send hate to this hater or anything like that. Just it's so important to be so mindful of who you follow online. And some of you might think this is ridiculous already. You didn't need me to like say it for you, but just in general, right? Like just like there are people though who see this and think it's true. Do you know what I'm saying? That think it's true. They're like, I am a student of this page, and they're really listening to what this person is saying. And this person behind the screen, whoever this person is, when I feel into it, it's like a little boy, a wounded little boy, somebody who's hurt, that was hurt by a woman, whatever that might have looked like. And again, the patriarchy is just so deeply rooted. A lot of men at a subconscious level hate women, think women are less than, and they fully believe that. They just want their egos stroked at the end of the day. And anyways, I could go on and on and on. I feel like this video was a little messy, but I just really needed to make this. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you want more of this. If you have any other pages that you want me to kind of look at, and this could be anything like within the spiritual community. This can be just anything you want my honest opinion on. And this is not me trying to shame people because again, I think this person genuinely believes this. And I think that this person thinks that they're helping men genuinely. With that said, I think that this person is very wounded. I think they're blind to their own ego. I think that they're perpetuating a lot more harm than good. I think they're very blinded. I think their ego is huge. And I think it's important to be aware of that. But it's important to not give these people platforms. You guys, we need to stop giving these people platforms. And I do felt called to say something because this person has a very large following. And it's like, we need to do damage control. Damage control has to be done. Because this can actually perpetuate a lot more harm than good. So I'm going to leave it there, you guys. Let me know what you thought of this video. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. I would love to have you join the fam. Just follow me on my other social platforms. I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. If you are interested in supporting my page, I do have a tip jar in the description below. Never appreciated. Oopsies. Never expected, but always appreciated. It's a way to support me in this channel. I opted not to have a members only, and I opted not to have a Patreon, just because I want everyone to have access to these videos. But another way to support me is to like the video, to share the video, to subscribe, and I appreciate that as well, more than you know. So thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. If you're interested in online community, if you're on the healing journey, Holly and I created an online community called The Beehive. You could check that out in the description box below. I'm also a brand ambassador for a company called Flowdose. It's a mush supplement, or not, it's like a microdosing supplement mush brand that I use that I genuinely can get behind. Okay, I don't just partner with any brands. You guys, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I use their products. I've been using it for a while now, and I'm really excited to share it with you guys. So if you're interested in microdosing, check out, you could use my brand ambassador link, and if you use my link, that gives you a free starter pack with your first purchase. I'm leaving it there. I'm sending you so much love, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.